Hello, beautiful being. How are you today? Just, quick reminder, roll the shoulders down, deep breath in, and love your life. All right, so I'm here to talk to you today about why my cacao ceremony, like what is included in my cacao ceremonies, what they're like, give you a look into that, and also give you the difference between what my cacao ceremonies are like and what I call party cacao or like kirtan cacao, just a lot of the other forms of cacao ceremonies that I've seen over time. Because when people ask, like what a cacao ceremony is, there is no one set answer to that question. Cacao ceremonies are as varied as the people who facilitate and host the medicine. So for me in particular, what I've seen a lot of and what I experienced before I was doing my cacao ceremonies is like going to something that's kind of like a sisterhood circle. We're sitting in a circle singing kumbaya and like talking about our intention for the new moon or whatever. And then there's some cacao there, and that's, we then erupt into dance, and that's the event, that's the cacao ceremony. And that's kind of cool for what it is, but I found that when I would go into these spaces like that, one, most of the time they weren't using like real cacao, they're using like powdered cacao, so like it tasted good, but like there was no changes or anything happening in my body. I didn't get that nice gentle euphoria wave that I was talking about in like my last video. And then it's like, cool, like I felt good for half a day, but then the next day I wake up, it's like I feel exactly the same as when I went to the cacao ceremony. So I realized, like once I found out what real cacao was and that there's unpasteurized cacao, and that's where the good stuff is, like, that's where a lot of that, the serotonin boost, the creativity boost, being able to connect to your intuition, all of that. I was like, okay, cool, like now that I've found the good stuff, I was working with it on my own, just, healing my PTSD, my anxiety, severe anxiety, trying to find a way to protect my really sensitive energy because I was working with the general public. I was working, first on the phones and then like at a food service place. And I just felt like all of this, I had like a hard time protecting my energy from people. And I just kind of felt like my energy is being siphoned off all the time. And the more sensitive, the more empathetic I got, the more it felt like it was hard for me to protect my energy. So then eventually I was called to start hosting cacao ceremonies for people. And that really freaked me the fuck out at first. I was like, wait a minute, like you want me to do what? And the cacao was like, do it. And I was like, shit. So like the first time I did a cacao, actually probably the first 2 times I did a cacao ceremony, it was very much that same kind of like, I'm gonna do a sisterhood circle, and like I need to think of a bunch of activities to let people do, and then we're gonna drink the cacao, and then like we're gonna do some movement practices, we're gonna do this, and I was just like trying to cram all this stuff into my cacao ceremony and like the way that I wanted to present it, because I knew I felt like called to share the changes and the shifts that I had experienced with other people, but I also did not have the fucking confidence or know-how or experience like leading people, and I was just like, this is gonna blow up in my face, this is gonna suck, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. So I did the first couple ones, and they were okay, but then the times after that I realized that I wanted to make it more internal, because one of the things I realized about the surface levelness of other events that I had been to and like the first 2 cacao ceremonies I did was that there was too much outside focus. Like if it was like an ecstatic dance with cacao, it's like people are mostly coming to like get laid, and that kind of energy really changes things. Like I'm not saying that getting laid is bad, because trust me, fucking love it. And when it comes to working with cacao as a plant medicine, you really like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I find it really helpful if I'm more focused inward, internally, if I'm working on my own shit, if I'm loving myself, if I'm doing that shadow work, if I'm doing that shadow integration, if I'm loving on my inner child, then I can come out and be much more bright. I can attract the love, I can attract the money, I can attract the self-confidence and everything I need, that I felt like a lot of these other events were trying to like make the event about that, but it was like kind of pulling, one's focus outside of oneself instead of bringing it inward. Like there'd be like 2 minutes of meditation and like we're all like moving around and dancing or doing like partner exercises or something. So over the last about 2 years I've been doing cacao ceremonies, they've really evolved into these super potent, powerful experiences where you're going super deep within yourself. You know, like on the other side, like I am giving a lot of astrology information. So when you sign up for the cacao ceremony, you get a whole like date specific, like Mars is going retrograde on this day, and Saturn and Mars are going to be like fighting each other on this day, and this is going to be happening over here, and the full moon is going, and this is how it's going to affect you, and blah 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 blah. Like I do all of that as well. So like your left brain has all these little morsely nuggets to snack on. And within the actual cacao ceremony itself, it is a really deep meditative shamanic experience where you're going in and people see shit, they feel shit. Well, they feel awesomeness. They see visions, and they have these really like I'm trying to like find the words, but like the words that I want to find, they pale in comparison to the actual experience, like what you feel in your body. The closest thing that I can think of right now, it's like instead of like taking like a medicine or like smoking cannabis or something like that and like going outward, it's all about bringing that magic into your body, into the practical physical reality. So like the way that I hold space, the way that I teach you to hold space for yourself, the way that we go deep into these meditative experiences, it's happening in here and in here. There's a connection, and just like if I could paint a picture of it, it would look like one of those Melchizedek, like kind of I think that's his name, like the guy that like does the paintings, and it's like the third eye, and there's like all these like little energy rays shooting everywhere, and you can like there's like a third eye, all that stuff. Like that's like the best way I can describe it. But people who have come can tell you it is quite an experience. And actually what prompted me doing this video is that I received this beautiful testimonial posts from the last cacao ceremony I did, and one of the things that she mentions is that she was skeptical about trying my cacao ceremony because she just thought it was another one of those kumbaya circles, like, oh, we're gonna drink some cacao and then we're gonna howl at the moon, and then, you know, just kind of like, yeah, that's cool, it looks nice on paper, but like I don't actually feel any different. But like, no, like seeing your ancestors, seeing your progenies that are coming after you, and how happy they are that you've been doing this work on yourself, and that you've gone through fucking 2020 and you came out a fucking beast. Like, that is what we're doing. That is the energy that I'm bringing. And you get a whole pound, a big ass brick of cacao. So it's not just like you're showing up to something in one time and you just have the experience with me or in the space that I'm facilitating, and then like you just go on your merry way. No, you have like 12 to 16 like times to actually like sit with this medicine, like get your hands on it, get it under your fingernails, add your special herbs to it. If you want to smoke your cannabis while you have your cacao, that actually feels really good, I hear. So, you know, there's everything that cacao touches, it makes better. Let me tell you. So like, you know, anything that you're doing, anything that you're trying to get right now in your life, like it actually helps you move a lot closer to that. It's all about alignment, all about integration. So with that, the integration piece, that's why I also aligned all of my cacao ceremonies to the first day of each new zodiac season. So the next one we have coming up is the Libra season one. So I'll actually put the link to that on here right quick. Come on. Do the thing that I want you to do. That would be awesome if you would do that. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to want to do that. So I'm just gonna have to add it at the end of the video. But yeah, so thank you, Valerie. Yeah, the ceremony was fucking incredible that we did last time. And in addition to everything that I did for last month's, we're gonna get like that date-specific type up of all of the really important astrological events happening during Libra season, so that even after the ceremony, you can refer to that and understand, you know, what's happening out here and how it's going to affect you in here and here. So I feel like I've thoroughly explained that. Is there anything else that feels pertinent to call forth? I don't know. I just love my life. And I want you to love your life. And Yes, the tickets for Libra season's Cacao Ceremony are on sale right now. They're $147, and that includes that $50 pound of cacao as well, like I mentioned earlier. And also, if you already have cacao, like you came to the last event or you just recently bought some of that Good Keats cacao, it's $97. So there's two different tiers of tickets on that Eventbrite link that I will put on here after I end this video. So yeah, again, kind of like my $50 cacao video. It's like you can have a really like third eye blasting opening experience that actually allows all the things you see with your third eye to come into your physical reality and to feel awesome in your body. Or, you know, I don't know. I just feel like that's the space that I'm cultivating with that. It's just really fucking beautiful. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments or message me privately and I will answer those, or maybe even make a video about it so that everybody can have that question answered as they're feeling it. And have a good, peaceful, amazing day. Love your life.